Welcome back, everyone. My name is Carol, and I'm part of the fitness team at OhioHealth Fitness Centers. During this period of time when so many fitness centers and gyms are closed across the state and many people are sheltering at home, OhioHealth is partnering with Richland Source to bring you some virtual workouts that you can do to stay active and fit while you stay at home. Just like any workout routine, please make sure that you're cleared to exercise by your doctor. And throughout the workout, pay attention to your body. Think about how you're feeling. Make modifications as needed, and if you start to feel any undue stress, please stop the workout immediately. Today's focus is going to be a healthy back workout. So some gentle stretching and strengthening exercises for the postural muscles of the body, really focusing on the core, the shoulders, the upper back, and the neck. So today joining me, we have AJ, who's going to be showing you some options that you can use on the floor with props to make a floor workout more comfortable. And we have Amber, who's going to show you some options that you can use seated in a chair if you don't really feel comfortable getting on the floor at all. I'll be doing more of a basic exercise here in the middle. So go ahead and choose your position in the chair, on the floor, or on the floor with a bolster. AJ's using a blanket today, but you could also use a pillow. Now our goal is to sit nice and tall in good posture, but be comfortable. So if you need to open the legs up a little bit for comfort, please feel free to do that. If you need to adjust your hips or your shoulders, take a second to get comfortable, to sit tall, and we are going to begin. So I'd like you to start by just gently rolling your shoulders back and down, lining those shoulders up right above your hips. Let your arms relax at your sides. Bring your head high with your ears right above your shoulders. And think about your spine. The spine is long, it's neutral, and we have those natural curves in place. So a little bit of a forward curve at the neck, a little bit of a backward curve along the upper back, another forward curve in the low back, and then of course rounding out behind down through the hips. If you'd like, you can close your eyes or you can keep them open. And we're going to start here with a deep breath in. So inhale through your nose. And whenever you're ready, exhale slowly through your mouth. Continue breathing slowly and deeply, in through the nose and out through the mouth, finding your own breathing rhythm, allowing your breaths to naturally get longer and deeper. Your breathing rhythm is slowing down, and your heart rate is also becoming steady and calm. Now we want to take just a moment to scan our body, noticing any points of tension, tightness, or even pain. And with your next deep breath in, try to draw that breath right down into that tense or tight part of your body. And as you exhale, release that tension with your breath. The muscles ease and relax. They become soft and supple. And once again, if you'd like, you can open your eyes or you can keep your eyes closed. Now I want you to imagine a string that runs the length of your spine right out the top of your head, and that someone up above is gently pulling that string upward, lengthening your spine, allowing your vertebrae to float weightlessly one on top of the other, releasing tension, releasing pressure. And we're just going to start here by turning the head to one side, feeling that gentle stretch around the side of the neck. We want to feel a little bit of mild tension, but no pain, no strain, and also no dizziness. If you're feeling any of those things, ease off on the stretch. And then we'll come back to center, back to neutral, and we'll turn the head and we'll look to the other side. Once again, taking it to that point where you feel a little mild tension, but no pain, no strain, no dizziness. We're back to the center, and we'll repeat. So looking over the first shoulder, imagine you're in the car. You're checking for traffic coming in this direction before you pull out. And we'll come back to center, and we'll turn, check for traffic in the other direction. And we'll bring it back to center. Now let's tilt the head to one side so that you feel that stretch come down the side of your neck. And if you'd like to take that stretch on down into the shoulder, you can reach the hand out to the side. Feel the stretch in the neck and the shoulder. And we'll release, come back to neutral, nice and tall. Tilt the head to the other side. Find the stretch, and if you'd like to increase it, reach gently out and down to the side. And release. Let's repeat. So bring the head toward the shoulder, first side once again, with or without that little bit of extra stretch. And we'll bring the head back to center, and we'll let it fall gently toward the opposite shoulder, reaching out to the side if you choose. And once again, we're back to neutral position. We'll bring the chin forward now toward the chest and stretch along the back of the neck. We want to allow that stretch to creep down into our upper back and our shoulders. But don't feel that you need to force the head down. Between gravity and the weight of your head, you'll gently be pulled into a nice stretch. These are strong muscles. They don't give in easily to the stretch. So we'll hold here just a little while longer and see if we can stretch just a little bit deeper. And we'll bring the head back up center, nice and tall. Let's take a deep breath in. So stretch the arms up. And as you exhale, bring the arms back down to the sides. And we're going to keep those arms a little bit out from the body. Place one hand on the floor. Now, if it's not comfortable for you to be on the floor, you can use a block. And AJ's going to show you how to do that. Amber's going to place her hand on the side of the chair so that she's got some support there. We'll bring the other arm up. And we'll start with a nice tall stretch to the ceiling. If you're looking for more stretch, feel free to lean this gently to the side, but still stretch up and over so that we don't compress the spine, don't compress the discs. If you've ever been told by your doctor not to do side bending, keep that stretch straight up to the ceiling. And we'll release. Let's bring that hand to the floor. Raise the other arm up. Stretch tall. Feel that stretch down your side, coming into your waist. And if you'd like to take that a little deeper, lean gently to the side, reaching over, reaching up. And they'll bring that top arm down, and we're going to place it behind us, either on the floor, on a block, or on the chair. We want to use that arm to help us stay tall, and we'll take the other hand and we'll reach across the chest, moving into a twist. So we're twisting from the waist up, keeping our lower body facing forward, turning not only our shoulders but also the rib cage, and using our core muscles to move us into the twist. Your head just follows along naturally. No need to turn the head even farther or strain the neck. Let's release. Bring that hand behind, and the other arm reaches across the chest, taking you into your twist, keeping the spine long, sitting tall, engaging the core. And we'll bring it back around front and center. And at this point, you're going to go ahead and use your lower body for a little bit of support. So Amber can use her knees. AJ and I also can use the knees. If your legs are extended, you can grab underneath the thighs as well. and we're going to do a little bit of seated cat back stretch. So we're dropping the head and shoulders forward, letting the hips scoop under, rounding the back, and stretching from the neck all the way down into the lower back and hips. Curling the spine, and then using the arms to assist us, uncurl the spine, sit tall, come back to that neutral spine. Let's take a breath in. And as you exhale, round your back, using your hands for a little bit of support so you don't roll backward. Stretching along the spine from the neck to the tailbone. And then we'll sit tall and we'll breathe in. And as you exhale, once again, round the back. Keep breathing as you hold. And then we'll uncurl the spine, we'll bring it back up tall, and we'll stay nice and tall, bringing our hands behind us and bringing our feet forward. I'm going to have you separate your feet just a little bit, about shoulder width apart, and we're going to let our knees drop to one side. So the knees fall to one side. Depending on your flexibility, your knees might be close to the floor, or you may be up a little bit higher. Whatever works best for you. We're rotating that lower body, so from the waist down, keeping our chest and our shoulders facing forward, and then we'll lift the knees, and we'll let them fall to the other side, gently pressing toward the floor, keeping the spine extended, the chest forward. We'll bring the knees back up center, and we'll let those knees fall to the first side once again. Lots of length in the spine. Try not to collapse. Keep it lifted. And then we'll bring the knees up and over. And then returning to center. Hopefully everybody feeling good, feeling a little bit loose and a little bit warm. We're going to lay ourselves all the way down on our backs. Now Amber's going to stay in the chair, and she's going to do these exercises from a seated position. AJ's going to adjust his bolster to give support to the full length of his spine for comfort throughout the back. And he may also be using a strap for some of these exercises as we get into our stretching exercises. But right now, let's just take a moment to get comfortable on the floor. Your knees are bent and your heels are a comfortable distance from your hips. Adjust your hips, bringing your back and your pelvis into neutral position. So in neutral, there should be a little bit of a space between your lower back and the floor, but not a real big arch. Should be comfortable, should feel natural. We also want to adjust our shoulders and upper back, the neck, making sure that we have a little space behind the neck and the floor. Once again, looking for neutral, not a flat neck, but not an overly excessive arch away from the floor. We're going to start here with another deep breath in. So inhale through your nose, and then gently exhale. And as you exhale, engage your abdominal muscles and pull your belly button toward your spine so that you move into a pelvic tilt. Release the pelvic tilt and come back to neutral. We'll do that again. So take a deep breath in, and as you exhale, pull the belly button down toward the spine. Feel the edges of your hips curl away from the mat. Engage the core and tilt the pelvis. And then release back to a neutral spine. Now you can stick with the pelvic tilt, or you can add on for a little more challenge. So we're going to place our hands on our thighs and add a small curl up. So take your breath in, and as you exhale, start with your pelvic tilt, and then slide your hands along your thighs toward your knees, lifting your head and shoulders off the floor, holding here. Now if you need a little support for your head or neck,
Feel free to place one or both hands behind the head and just let the weight of your head rest back into your hands. If you don't need that little bit of extra support, keep those hands on the thighs. And we'll return back down to the floor, take a short break, and we'll do it again. So breathe in. And as you exhale, start with the pelvic tilt. Slide the fingers up toward the knees, lift the head and shoulders off the floor. Now to keep from straining the neck, find a focal point somewhere near the spot where the ceiling and the wall come together. So your neck is neutral, it's not tucked up by your chest, and it's not hanging back toward the floor. Keep it in a natural position. And we'll release, and we'll bring it back down. Now to work the obliques, we're going to shift our hands to one thigh. Take our breath in. As you exhale, pelvic tilt, curl up, but this time reach toward the outside edge of one knee. Now Amber's in the chair. She may be twisting a little bit farther to feel that rotation. And we'll release. We'll bring it back down to the floor, shift our hands to the opposite leg, take our breath in, and as you exhale, pelvic tilt, curl up, and reach across. Now if you need a little support for the head, use one hand to give the head some support. And as we release, take your breath in, shift your hands to the opposite leg. As you exhale, pelvic tilt, bring it up and reach across. And one more time, release, breathe in, shift to the opposite thigh. As you exhale, pelvic tilt, reach up and across. Support the head as needed. Hold only as long as you're comfortable. And we'll bring it back down to the mat. So those were strengthening exercises for the core, for the abdominals and the obliques. We're going to move to a little bit of stretching. So one knee in toward the chest. Gently pull that knee toward your chest, toward your shoulder. Feel the stretch here in your lower back, in your hip. Now, if you're looking for more stretch, you can slide the bottom leg out partway or all the way. Keeping the leg bent will keep stress off of the lower back and is a much more protected position. We're going to take that lifted leg and we're going to extend it for a hamstring stretch. Now you can use a strap here, hooking that strap around the foot so that if it's a long reach or you just need a little support, that strap or belt can give you that support. Your hands can also be used just to support the leg or to pull in closer to the chest for more stretch. So you find what works for you. And once again, our bottom leg can be bent or straight or somewhere in the middle. Pull your toes towards you. Add in a nice calf stretch here. Stretching from the heel to the hip, all the way down the back of that leg. And we'll let the knee bend. Set that foot to the floor. Changing sides. Let's start by bringing the knee to the chest, hugging it in, stretching through the hip and into the lower back. Bottom leg, again, bent or straight. You decide what feels right for you. And then we'll move to our hamstring stretch, straightening that leg, stretching the back of the thigh, using the arms to support or to pull you into a deeper stretch. Bring your toes toward you, push the heel away, adding in a nice calf stretch. Now tight hamstrings can pull the pelvis out of neutral position, causing chronic low back pain. So it's important to keep those hamstrings stretched and flexible. Relax the ankle, bend the knee, Bring that foot to the floor, and we are going to roll over onto our stomach for a few back strengthening exercises.
Amber's going to be moving to a standing position behind the chair, and AJ is going to switch his bolster underneath his hips for a little bit of support for the back. We're just going to start by getting comfortable here. If you're on the floor, feel free to place your hands on your head on your hands, or you can always rest it directly on the mat if you're comfortable there. We're going to extend the arms out and stretch from our fingers to our toes, lengthening all the way through the body, through the arms, through the legs. We'll start by raising one arm off the floor. Feel those muscles engage in the shoulder and the upper back. This doesn't have to be a high lift, just enough to feel the muscles working. We'll bring the arm down and we'll lift the opposite side, reaching and stretching. So it's a low lift with a big stretch. Bring the arm down, raise one leg. Again, a low lift with lots of length. Reach out, engage the muscles in the hip, the low back, and then release, and raise the opposite leg. Reaching out through the toes, feel the muscles working in the hip and low back, making sure there's no pain or strain, and we'll release. Now to add a little more challenge, we're going to work opposite arm and leg. So raise one arm and the opposite leg, stretching in opposite directions, engaging the muscles from the shoulder to the opposing hip. And again, it's a low lift, lots of length, and please know that you can bring either arm or leg down at any time. Let's release and change sides. So raise one arm, raise the opposite leg, stretch long, think about how you're feeling, and remember you can bring the arm or the leg down at any time. Release and relax, and let's slide those hands in now underneath our shoulders, pushing up to all fours. Amber's going to do this cat back stretch on the chair. AJ's can put his bolster under his knees if it's not comfortable for him to be on his knees on the floor. And we're just going to let the head and shoulders drop, round the back up toward the ceiling, scoop the hips under, and pull the belly button up toward the spine. Release to a flat back position, to neutral. And then we'll reverse that by lifting the chin, turning the hips out, feeling a little stretch through the abdominals, but making sure that there's no strain at our neck or our low back. Once again, release to neutral, turn your toes under, walk those hands in so that you can rock back to your feet, and we're going to move to a standing position. So to finish things up, standing tall, knees a little soft, hips and ankles and feet about shoulder width apart. We want our hips lined up above our ankles. We want to roll the shoulders back so the shoulders are above the hips. Bring the head high so that your ears are above your shoulders. Let the arms relax at your sides, and we'll take a deep breath in. So inhale up, reaching toward the ceiling, bring the hands together. Drop those hands to your heart as you exhale. We're going to finish with one deep breath in here, stretching up. Exhale, bring the arms down to the sides, and roll the shoulders back. That's all for today. But remember, you can repeat these exercises on a daily basis, even a couple times a day if you start to feel a little bit tight or tense and need a little back relief. Thanks for joining us. Look for another workout coming soon.